last week, Chairman Otter crushed the hopes and dreams of Twin and the Ohio City Dogis in the closest pay-per-view battle that the world never saw. Iron Thorns remembered it was a Pokemon. Inteleon came
Dragonborn.
and, of course, Tommy through. Welcome everybody to week 5 of the Regal Draft League. We have hit the midway point of the season. There is no more flying under the radar. We know who the top teams are. We know who the top coaches are. And I have to admit, the divide really isn't what I thought it would be at the start of the season. That gap between the best and the rest, it's not what I expected. And there are a couple of teams that are far, far below where I thought they would be. Let's start this week by looking at a crazy scramble in the trade market. It is the penultimate week for trading. Outside of Coach C and Twimbley, every coach had at least one trade left. Things have been pretty quiet on the transfer front for these last few weeks. This either meant that the coaches were all happy with their rosters, or that they were waiting for the very last minute to make a huge move. The first coach to break that deadlock was the league's best pitcher, Tommy. In an attempt to bring their season back from the dead, the Alaskan Articunos traded away Brute Bonnet, Milotic, and Staraptor, letting go of Spore, Competitive, Intimidate, and Tailwind. I really think Tommy has finally lost the plot and decided to throw for content. They picked up Haunter, Tauros Combat, Iron Jugulus, and Palafin. Intimidate, Tailwind, and a bulky water type all returned. And Haunter is a great bargain pickup. So actually, all might not be lost for the Snowbirds. Tommy's familiarity with Palafin should make prep and decision making a lot easier, and let's face it, Jugulus is a way more consistent Tailwind set than the Staraptor. Next came the Appletuns and their final trade, dropping Zoroark or Noivern. This is honestly a great trade and really rounds out an already pretty scary roster with a super fast Tailwind mon. The Woobats finally admitted defeat in their attempt to bring the best out of Shiftry. This unfortunately also meant saying goodbye to fan favourite Morpeko. However, this brought in another Grass Dark type in Super Snail Woshen, a bulky Disruptionmon with access to setup, and Proxish, a glass cannon with a crazy ability that actually doesn't add that much in draft. Though adding another water type that does actually resist fire, unlike Inteleon, was a pretty good idea, and Woshen certainly can't be as big a failure as Shiftry, right? The very next day, the league was hit with a massive shockwave, as the Skeledirge were caught in a Christmas present theft scandal. Serena and Greninja were arrested for stealing children's gifts on Christmas morning. Otter quickly responded, releasing the offenders with little regret, announcing that the Dirge had actually been conducting performance evaluations and that Serena and Greninja were already in a very precarious position, and this just forced the chairman's hand. Now, who would the Dirge bring in to replace the two ultimate mid-mons on the middest of mid-teams? How does one of the bulkiest, most irritating Pokemon ever created sound? Screamtail. This thing is an absolute nightmare for every team in the league, and in all honesty, I think finally rounds out the Dirge's squad, giving them the flexibility and bulky support that the team seemed to be lacking. Now we get to the part that people actually care about. The battles. As usual, if you want to see my battles, check out the Woobats video. But real quick, as expected, Tommy chose the rival battle to finally not throw. And I did. The Articunos took the match 2-0. Game 1 was super close. But game 2 was anything but. And the less said about that, the better. So, let's move on. In the only match we don't have a replay for this week, the Philadelphia Politoeds took on the East Austin Archeops. One of the C's will lose their O and finally take home a W. Looking at the squads, it's actually a pretty even matchup, which will, in my opinion, play out in one of two ways. Either we will see a match of constant switching and positional struggle till someone makes a read that wins them the game, or someone's lead has absolutely no answer on the opposite side and that team wins pretty much immediately. Judging from the results sheet, it was the latter, with Goldango reigning on the Austin parade. Frostlass proved to actually be a really good foil as the Twin Ghosts took all 8 KOs for the Politoeds. Electrode and Crocodile provided Chal with some hope with 2 KOs and 1 KO respectively, continuing the week-on-week improvement from the fossils. I honestly cannot wait to see what Chal does next season. Next, we make the short trip to Albuquerque, where the Appletuns, who haven't lost since week 1, take on the always game Blazing Brelooms. This one is really tough to call. If you wheeze, you almost have to bring Dozo Tatsu just in case Starstreak brings the rain call. I would honestly risk the terrain battle as well and bring Spam. Even without the terrain, well played Trick Room in this matchup looks fantastic. On the Breloom side, I think Fortress finally has a use. It's really good into Spam. I'd probably still bring Houndoom as well. It's a really good support one that can burn the Ape or Dondozo, along with Snarl Away Armarouge. Here we are, it is time to throw down. And looking at the two teams, I'm really surprised at no Dozo from Wheeze. I honestly thought with Terra, that thing would go nuts here. I know Politoed has Haze, so maybe that put him off, but I'm interested to see how the terrain war goes with Indeedee versus Rillaboom. Other than that, yeah, Spam looks great here. Without Terra on Starstreak's side, they've got nothing really stop Spam. If we predict the Rillaboom switching and somehow target that slot to remove it, I think he's probably pretty good there. On Starstreak's side, he's gone with a Moranga Berry Greedent, which I'm guessing is his Spam answer. The Moranga Berry will boost Greedent's pretty mediocre special defense, so I'm really interested to see what thing is actually going to do here. But beyond that, it's what you expect really from Starstreak at this point. He's really comfortable with this rain team. Leftovers Mimikyu's an interesting choice. Specs Thunder hits really hard, so yeah, let's get into game 1 and see how this plays out. Let's see these leads. Klefki Neuver, Mimikyu Green, Brisk Neuvern, Clever. It's probably Screams plus Tailwind, if we're talking traditional sets, that is. Oh, Heatwave. Mimikyu Disguise busted. And there's that Maranga Berry. Play rough. Boomboss is gone. And a Dazzling Gleam, okay. Rip the Mimikyu. Stuffed Cheeks failed. I think Starstreak was expecting the Tailwind, same as us. There's the Armor Rouge. Now, is this going to be a weakness policy play, or are we going to go Expanding Force, Indeedee switching? Yeah, key's gone. There's Indeedee. Expanding Force incoming. Good protect. Ooh, read and bulky. It is weak armor. Scarf. Oh my god, Scarf Armor Rouge. Wow. Not sure the green lives another one. Great switch. Great switch. Saves the green. Indeedee switches out. They obviously predicted the Rilla switching. And the Heat Wave. Good knockoff there with the removing the Light Clay. Switches out for Thunderous. Sunny Day. Yeah, the Armor Rouge is faster. Oh, the Rillaboom doesn't take the second, and it gets the burn on Thunderous. Doesn't matter for the damage reduction, but it already took such a big hit from that Heat Wave. Yeah, it's now really on a timer. Yeah, here comes the Indeedee swap. With Rillaboom gone, that was a pretty obvious switch. Yeah, no. Went for the Shadow Sneak. Expanding Force. Crits the Mimikyu up. It may have mattered, I think. Yeah, one last Expanding Force. Squirrel goes down. Unfortunate there for Starstreak, because I'm not sure if in overall the match crit on Mimikyu mattered, but spinning it around for one more turn would have given him a much better chance of getting a positive result. I think the main thing was letting the Rillaboom go down. With Indeedee not on the field, I think keeping that Rillaboom safe was priority number one. I did like that green tech. If it wasn't for Scarf Armor Rouge, I think it might have paid off. But that Scarf just, yeah. I think that put a massive wrench in Starstreak's plans for that game. On Wheeze's side, I'm not sure what the Noivern was doing. It got some good chip and it did mess the Stuffed Cheeks play up, thanks to it being so much faster than Greedent. I mean, Greedent's bloody slow anyway, so Stuffed Cheeks into a mostly special attacking squad with a mon that slow isn't really going to work. If you look at the team preview here, there's only one physical attacker. I'm still looking at that Greedent and thinking that is just an amazing tech idea. And into an Indeedee Armoroo's lead, they go in redirection Trick Room, protect Trick Room. It's awesome. It's such a smart idea. Wheeze's lead just broke it. It was just almost like the perfect counter to that strategy. Yeah, I'm not sure the best of one tech Scarf Armorooge is going to work a second time, but I'm also not sure what Starstreak has that can counter it, especially knowing that it's weak armor Armorooge. That Scarf Armorooge with a +1 in speed is probably outspeeding anything that isn't a Swift Swim Basculegion. It's going to be a really interesting game too. I'm looking forward to this because both coaches have prepped really well here. Same leads from Wheeze. Rain lead from Starstreak. You have to imagine sunny days coming out from Klefki here. We do see a Terra. It is on the Noivern. Paranormal Boomburst incoming. Helping hand from Politoed. There's the sunny day. There's the Boomburst. Does a ton of damage to his own Klefki. Almost KO'd both of Starstreak's mons. Here's the Wild Bolt Storm. Connects on both. And they both go down. That is the power of Specs Thunderous. It is insane. Out comes the Armorooge and Indeed. I would absolutely be going Protect Trick Room here. Know that Thunderous is choice specs. You've seen how much damage it does. Politoed switches out. There comes the Rilla. Helping hand. Expanding force. So, the Thunderous is gone. That Scarf Armorooge was calced to outspeed that Thundy, which is amazing. Politoed. Rain is back up. We have permanent grassy terrain and permanent rain. How does Wheeze deal with this? There you go. Okay. Stopping the follow me play, I guess. Oh, he lives on 2. Is this Weatherball going to take out? It does. I always forget the fake out goes before follow me. That's an absolutely fantastic play by Starstreak there. Indeed, he's faster, so Politoed goes down, but it's done his job. Woodhammer into the Indeedee. Picks it up. We're going to game 3, boys. That was an amazing end game by Starstreak. Absolutely amazing. How does Wheeze adjust to that? That paranormal boom burst play, turn 1, almost paid off for him. But I think the Noivern is just too frail for this matchup. Same lead again from Wheeze. This time we see the Rilla on lead from Starstreak. Fake out pressure. Always good in this. Noivern switches. There's the Indeedee switching. Now, have they gone for the fake out? Light screen. Good adjustment. Bolt switch into the Indeedee. Doesn't do as much damage as you'd like, but it's always good chip. In comes the rain. High horsepower into the Klefki, but it lives. That's a good read by Starstreak, knowing that Indeedee was coming in. Indeedee switches back out, and here comes the BreloomBoi. Second screen goes up. Weather ball. Doesn't do enough. How did... Oh my lord. No, there's a reflector, but that's a clutch live. Rillaboom switches out. In comes the Basculegion, predicting the boom burst. Politoed protects. Hurricane into the Basculegion slot. Oh! D-Gleam. Doesn't quite get the KO. That Basculegion's in trouble now, though. Politoed goes. In comes Rillaboom. Aquajet. Nice. Probably losing his Basculegion, but he's taken out the Klefki. Oh, it was Life Orb Basculegion. Oh no. Hurricane into Rilla. Yep. Damn. Crit. I'm not sure the crit mattered, to be honest with you. There's the Indeedee. Back to Raincore. Politoed gives Thundy a helping hand. Hurricane into the Politoed. Gets the confusion. Oh no. This is such bad luck for Starstreak. Wild Bolt Storm takes out the Noivern and does a hell of a lot of damage to that indeed. Dazzling Gleam. Decent chip, but now the rain is gone. And out comes Armrouge. Oh, so unfortunate. It's to follow me. We know the Armrouge is faster, so... yeah. Oh, such a close game. And Politoed hits himself in confusion. Oh, such bad luck here in the game 3. I think the key was Basket Legion dropping to Life Orb Recoil. I'm not sure what other play Starstreak had in that situation. Unless it was a Swift Swim Basket Legion, I'm not sure it would have outsped the Noivern. So I think either way, Basket Legion was going down. That was the previous turn to that. It was just a fantastic read by Wheeze to go for the Hurricane into that block rather than go for a Boom Burst. So hitting the Basket Legion on the switch in there was... I feel really sorry for Starstreak there because he played game 2 and game 3 so well. Have it come down to whether that crit mattered and whether and how things would have played out if Basket Legion had lived on 1 from the Life Orb chip, and so many little things just didn't go his way in that game 3 that it's kind of heartbreaking, and I just want to see him get his first win, man. It's been such an up and down season for him where there's games where he's played phenomenally well, just has, like today, just hasn't had the rolls go his way. As I say, week in, week out, it's always a tough matchup for anyone in this league. But Wheeze, I love that Scarf Armrouge, man. That Scarf Armrouge was absolutely incredible. And to see how he's grown through this season is just so impressive. So impressive. The fact that he lost week 1 since then has just been on a massive tear. He's got some tough matches coming up, but I think the 2-2-2 is going to be there or thereabouts at the end of this season. It's a, on paper, fairly predictable squad, but it sets a bar that you have to reach or you're just going to get swept. And there are, like he's proven in this match, little tech options that he can put in that make it not predictable. The mons might be predictable, but the sets aren't necessarily. And he's really just grown into this squad, and like I say, yeah, I'm just so impressed with how he's gone about this season. That's going to be a scary squad to play in the playoffs. In a rematch of last season's grand final, TCL and Otter throw down. Under very different circumstances, with Otter having switched to San Diego, taking the Season 1 title with him, and TCL staying put with last season's Grudge and overall titles in the Broadway locker. Both teams are flying high this season, with the Latios at 3-1, having only been beaten by the Dogis, and the Dirge one of only 2 teams still undefeated. My thoughts on the 2 squads haven't changed since pre-season. I still think that the Latios have the stronger team, but Otter's skill as a player and the X factor of new signing Screamtail means you cannot count the Dirge out of this one. The key to this matchup is going to be how they deal with each other's respective special attacking fairies. How will TCL shut down the Screaming Eevee? Will he put Fluttermane into a position to pop off? How will Otter make Fluttermane a non-factor? Will the Dirge spring a surprise tactic to catch the Latios off guard? Now we get down to business. Let's take a look at these two teams. Has brought Zapdos, Rotom, Dusknoir, Sylveon, Clef, and Heatran. He's left Roaring Moon behind. Are we going Zapdos v Zapdos for Tailwind? That'd be crazy. For TCL we have Flutter, Ursaluna, Goodra, Sizzle, Slowking. Sizzle was a fairly obvious bring, I think. To be honest, I forgot he even had that mon. Priority Bullet Punch into Sylveon and Clef. It just makes sense. Yeah. This is going to be a close match, I think. I'm not sure about the Goodra bring. Dragging into those two fairies? Ugh, it's tough to justify that. I'm just going to skip over my thoughts on this and get straight into the battle. I'm still shocked to see no Roaring Moon though. I really want to see what Otter's got up his sleeve for this one. Two very blank trainer cards. Dusknoir. Oh, this is very laggy. So we've got Dusknoir, Heatran, Ursaluna, and Slowking. Sorry. Ursaluna switches out. In comes the Zapdos. Wisp. Missed on the Zapdos. Dusknoir puts a curse on the Zapdos. And the Slowking sets up a light screen. That's interesting. I quite like that. Zapdos switches right back out. And out comes the Ursaluna. Into a Magma Storm. Dusknoir pain splits the Slowking. Oh, I like that. Yawn goes off into the Heatran. That's some crazy chip damage from that Magma Storm, I have to say. Yeah, Heatran is forced out by that Yawn. In comes the Sylveon. High horsepower into the Sylveon. Deletes it. Wow. Dusknoir gets off another curse onto Ursaluna. Rocking its Citrus. And gets yawned. Get all the chip down on this Ursaluna. Crazy. In comes the Zapdos. Oh, well, hold on. Something I didn't realize. An interaction I just noticed. The Heatran switched out, so the Magma Storm was gone. I did not know that those moves worked in that way. That I'm going to have to keep in mind. Didn't give a notification that the Magma Storm had ended as well. Yeah, there's the Dust Noir switching out thanks to the yawn. And the Heatran comes back onto the field. U-turn finishes off the Ursaluna. Wow. Get how strong Galarian Zapdos is. And then the Dust Noir comes back out. Great play there by Otter. Is the Reflect. This is a really close technical battle. I like this. Not liking the frame rate, but can't have it all. Thunderbolt into Goopy. Whoa, that's like 60%. That's crazy. Second Magma Storm hits. That's some luck there. And another curse. But Scald finishes it off. The curse remains though. The Struck hits the field again. The Zapdai face off. And a Bug Heatran. Zapdos protects. Brave Bird into your original, and then Earth Power, not quite enough to take out the Slowking. Gold, not enough to take out the Heatran. Bit of an even Stevens turn there. Curse. And the Magma Storm. Oh, they're both very, very low. Brave Bird takes out the Zapdos. Some Rocky Helmet chip for his trouble. Earth Power finishes off the Slowking. And we have Fluttermane on cleanup duty. Photosynthesis boost into speed. It is now going to be the fastest thing on the field. And it still has a reflect on a light screen. Unfortunately, no spread move. Oh. It does have a light bulb though. Moonblast finishes off Zapdos. Magma Storm finally misses. I think this is going to be first blow to TCL. protect from Heatran, delaying the inevitable. It's some leftovers back, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. It was! Oh my god, that's a bulky Heatran. I may have spoken too soon. What's his Magma Storm going to do? Not enough. Not enough. There's the protect. He's going to have to get a double. Going to come down to whether or not Otter can get a double protect. Oh no, it's only doing like 6 damage per tick. I don't even think a double protect would have got him the victory there. Really, really well played on both though. That was some amazing balance strategy gameplay there. I'm not sure what Otter can do here. Don't quite know where he's going with the Magma Storm Curse strategy. I imagine that's probably going to go out the window for game 2. So if I'm TCL, I'm not trying to counter that strategy. No, it is just in the battles. Frame rate just plummets during the battles. But we do see Zapdos and Rotom on the lead, and Goodra and Slowking for TCL. You have to think the Zapdos is going to swap out. He does via the U-turn. In comes the Sylveon. Light screen from Rotom. Thunderbolt comes in. Does nothing to that Sylveon. And the Reflect. Helping hands from Rotom. Hyper Voice. Oh, takes out the Slowking. Surprised it did so little damage to the Goodra, but then thanks to that light screen, the Sludge Bomb doesn't do a great deal. Zapdos hits the field for TCL. Terra from Otter going down onto the Sylveon. Double dip in that Fairy type. Another helping hand. Zapdos just protects. Another Hyper Voice. Bye bye Goodra. Yep. Interested to see the speed tier on that Zapdos. So I think with a Tailwind, you might have been able to get a Sludge Bomb down on that Sylveon before Goodra went down. And now we've got the Fairies facing off. Watermane versus Sylveon. Taunt from Flutter. Oh, that's a nice tech. Thunderbolt from the Zapdos. See, the Zapdos was faster. I think having that Tailwind up to push Goodra into some extra damage down on that Sylveon. Heatran comes out. Another Hyper Voice. Holy smokes. Fluttermane does live. And it is the fastest thing on the field. Zapdos protects. Moonblast from the Flutter. Doesn't do enough to the Sylveon. Fluttermane goes down. Slow Fairy 1, Fast Fairy 0. T-Bolt finishes off Sylveon. What does Heatran have for Zapdos? Oh, Magma Storm. Finishes it off. Risky move, but when it hits, man, that thing's strong. Otter evens it up. We're going to game 3. One last round for all the marbles. I say that like it's a championship game. Same lead from Otter. Thunder and Lightning for PCL. Ursaluna switches out into the Goodra. Terror straight off the bat from Otter. Into Zapdos. Terror Fire. That was a risky play with Ursaluna on the field. Helping Hand. Brave Bird. Deletes the Goodra. Gooey Proxa Defiant. Ooh. Hurricane hits. Almost picks up new Zapdos. It gets the confusion. Fluttermane hits the field. It should be faster than that Zapdos now. Defiant doesn't reset the speed drop. Switches. Sylveon comes out. Obviously wanted to get that speed back. Zapdos gets off the Tailwind. Light Screen from Rotom. Zapdos switches and Ursaluna comes back out. Check from Sylveon. Flutter goes for that taunt again. No more screens for Rotom. Flutter protects. Shot from Ursaluna. Wow! That's one way to deal with a Sylveon. Volt Switch goes into the Flutter slot. Rotom is stuck. Out comes Goopy again. Ursaluna swaps. Zapdos is going to be coming back out. Rotom hard switches this time. Thunderstruck. And Flutter gets her light bulb back. That's really risky with Earth power on Heatran, but Flutter is ridiculously bulky on the special side. Ball was going into Goopy. Flutter's faster than that Zapdos anyway. Wow. Finishes it off. And other Zapdos. Original Zapdos. Number 1 Zapdos. Get some good chip on the Heatran, who then misses a Magma Storm. Rotom's back to face down 2 electric types. Helping hand from Rotom. Goopy kindly accepts. Taunt goes straight into the washing machine. Magma Storm into the Protect. Heatran's almost back to full health thanks to those leftovers. Fluttermane protects this turn. Thunderbolt into Heatran. Another Magma Storm into Protect. Heatran protects this time. Thunderbolt into that protected Heatran. Two Thunderbolts into protected Heatran. Volt Switch from Rotom is bringing Zapdos down close to half. Now the light screen is gone. I think Rotom still has a turn left on its taunt though. Thunderbolt number 1. A Tailwind. Okay. Finally a Magma Storm hits. Putting that Fluttermane on a timer. Helping Hand comes out. Zapdos protects. This is going to be a taunt, I imagine, into the Rotom. Yep. Quickly getting that Helping Hand off before it gets taunted. Magma Storm though into the Protect. Does this Heatran even have another move it can use? It's got to be running out of Magma Storm PP now. Fluttermane's got 1 turn left thanks to that Magma Storm. Heatran protects. Keeping it safe, making sure that that Fluttermane goes down at the end of this turn thanks to that Magma Storm. Thunderbolt from that Rotom doesn't do a huge... Thunderbolt into that Rotom doesn't do a huge amount. I'm expecting more. There's the Magma Storm. Bye-bye Fluttermane. Now we have a bear. Thunder and Lightning started the battle. Thunder and Lightning to finish the battle. I do believe that Ursaluna is choice banded, so won't be able to go for that high horsepower. Thunderbolt almost gets the KO. Rope Chop finishes it off. Volt Switch from Rotom doesn't pick up the Zapdos. But only attacking move Rotom has is Volt Switch. It can't hit the Ursaluna. Checkmate. That was crazy. It's really hard to commentate on because of the frame drops and the frame rate of the recording. But that was a fascinating game. It's hard for me to say anything about that Magma Storm Heatran strategy because it's not one that I'm familiar with, but I do wonder if Otter perhaps would have been better just going for the guaranteed damage of an Earth Power into that Water Main slot rather than trying to get the Magma Storm off into it. Understand that Magma Storm is more damage. It does give that damage over time. But I don't know. I just don't like inaccurate moves. Even when it comes to running Tornadoes in my normal teams, normal competitive teams, I generally prefer Air/over Bleak Windstorm because it's more accurate. So I guess that's personal preference, but I don't know, man. It's a close battle. It's really hard to find any fault in the way either player played that, to be honest. And I just do think it could have been a little bit different had there not been a couple of Magma Storm misses here and there. If he had got Earth Power off or been going for a Heat Wave, which itself can miss, or a Flamethrower. So I don't know. At this point, I'm just clutching at straws, trying to find something that could have made the result a bit different for Otter. But that takes too much away from how well TCL played that match. And yeah, GG's well played to both of you, because that really was, despite the atrocious frame rate of the recording, that was a fascinating game to watch, and I hope we get to see a rematch in the playoffs. Two of the upstart newcomers that have come in and started to take over. Twim, with the power of rain and an undead bear, has only lost once this season to Chairman Otter last week. And now we see how they bounce back from that defeat against Weens and the no longer under the radar Prismatic Shards. These are two incredibly powerful, very well put together squads with multiple paths to victory. I think the big question is, who sets Trick Room? Then again, will anyone set Trick Room? Will Altaria make an appearance? How many KOs will Ken Gambit get this week? Who sweeps for the Dogis? Okay, that's a few big questions, but that just goes to show how close this matchup is. Let's take a look at these two teams. Twim, I'm surprised to see Urshifu but no Pelipper. Pachirisu, I think, is probably a good bring. Having that redirection, having that world champ difference. And Namorous is a not shocked. It is a very, very good Trick Room sweeper. And he has opted for kind of hard Trick Room here. The Goodra is just an absolute war. I'm guessing it's Sapsipper, Terra Water, next to Pachirisu is that's going to be hard to break. It's going to totally wall Sinister. It's going to make the Inteleon have to work incredibly hard to get through it. I am surprised to see that Inteleon, to be honest. I want to know what the plan is for it. Outside of that, it's kind of what you'd expect from the piss right now. Weakness policy King Gambit is a very, very interesting one though. I'm very, very intrigued by that. But enough from me. Let's get into it. Oh, two very, very interesting leads here. Ursaluna plus Enamorous, Inteleon plus Monkey Dory. Bear switches out. In comes the Goodra. Terra for swim onto the Enamorous. Terra Steel Enamorous. Expecting a Sludge Bomb there, I would imagine. Fake out from Monkey Dory. Goes into this Taunt. Taunt on the Inteleon. Stopping the Calm Mind. Beautiful play. Monkey Dory switches out. Makes sense. There's not much it can do against two steel types. In comes the King Gambit. Out goes Enamorous. In comes Skittles. There's the World Champ. Terra from Weens. Into the Inteleon. Terra Water. Snipe shot incoming. Holy. That is insane. Heavy Slam into the King Gambit. Enamorous comes back out. King Gambit goes back. And here comes the Sinister. Another snipe shot. This is insane. That Inteleon is ridiculous. Acid armor from the Goodra. Now comes the Big Bear. Inteleon protects. Another protect. Nasty plot from Sinister. Heavy Slam from Goodra goes into the Inteleon protect. Redirection. Snipe shot. This is going to take down that bear. Yeah. And that high crit rate is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Body press into the ghost type. Or redirection. Another snipe shot. This is resisted. What's this gonna do? That still does insane damage, man. That still does absolutely insane damage. I'm not sure what this Goodra can do now. What do you do to that? What do you do into that scope lens snipe shot Inteleon? Wow. It's frail, but it's so fast that I don't know how you would outspeed it to be able to shut it down or get rid of it. With the taunt on it, it's going to be hard to get Trick Room up for Twim. So you already saw that snipe shot one-shots Pachirisu, so what can you do? Let's see. Urshifu and Pachirisu, same lead for the piss. Fake out into the Urshifu. Course goes before the follow me. Horn, nice play. I like that play. No more following me for the Pachirisu. Urshifu switches out. In comes Oranguru. Psychic doesn't do a great deal. Ice Beam. It chunks it quite well. Nuzzle. I forgot about Nuzzle Pachirisu. That's one way of slowing down that Inteleon. It is now a very passive board for Twim though. There's a taunt. Foul play. Oh, that's interesting. Sidekick into the Pachirisu, takes it just below half. Citrus Berry proc takes it right back up again. Snipe shot finishes off the 8. And Skittles shakes off the taunt. Out comes the big bear. Monkey Dory goes back to be replaced by Sinister. Terror from the piss onto Inteleon. Big bad snipe shots incoming. Terror from Whim into the bear. Grass to resist those big bad snipe shots. Helping hand from Skittles. Snipe shot. Where's it going? Into the bear. Oh, a lot of damage. Like the voice. Inteleon gone. Throat spray procs. Monkey Dory comes back out for another fake out pin. Bear protects. Fake out goes into the Pachirisu. Nasty plot from Sinister. Follow me from Pachirisu. Magic Gotcha. Hits on both and takes out the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Monkey Sludge Bomb finishes off Skittles. We are left with just an Urshifu, who cannot tear away from his Grass weakness and Psychic weakness. Surging Strike's gonna finish off Monkey Dory. +2 Machagotcha. Yeah. Was an amazing adjustment by Twin in that game too, because game 1 Snipe Shot Inteleon just went absolutely crazy, racking up the body count. Game 2 slowing down those two super speedy special attackers in Monkey Dory and Inteleon was a fantastic adjustment, but the two Grass weaknesses versus Sinistra just meant that it couldn't quite get over the line. But that was some impressive team building by Weems, and some really well thought out, considered play in game as well. It probably won't be obvious to you guys watching this, but I was really impressed watching the replay about how methodical he was about each of the turns and thinking through all of the options available. It's something I'm having to work on, so I always find it quite impressive to watch a very good player sit there, take their time, take that full minute per turn to make sure they're locking in the correct plays. This is going to be a very tough team to stop. It's one that post-draft I definitely underestimated a bit. It had some very scary pieces, but I wasn't entirely sure how it would all come together. And yeah, Wings has definitely got the tech brain there to make these pieces fit. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for that Inteleon again. That's 5 weeks down. Only 1-0 remains. The Prismatic Ice Shards stand alone atop the mountain, but things only get tougher from here. Next up for Weens is Otter and the Dirge, and we all know how the chairman deals with upstarts. Elsewhere, Tommy will be looking to continue not throwing versus Chris and the Philadelphia Politoeds, who also picked up that all-important first win this week. Will Panlefin crash waves, or will Goldengo continue to make it rain? Swim will be throwing the Dogis in front of that Appletun train that Weez has had on full throttle since week 1 loss to the Woobats. And the Dogis get their season back on track, or will the Appletuns keep on rolling? Coach C and the Archeops face off against the high-flying Latios that TCL just piloted to a massive victory over the Dirge. And last, but certainly not least, the Woobats will have to dust themselves off fast to be able to stand a chance versus the blazing Brelooms. Starstreak is due a win, and the Woobats will not want to be that first win 2 weeks in a row. Next week is also the trade deadline, so we should have a really exciting show. So hit that subscribe button, smack that bell, and I'll see you right back here for that one.